This is the Ireng River, which separates Guyana and Brazil. It's home to the Hoary-throated Spinetail and the Rio Branco Antbird. This is the only place you'd find them in the world. But to what extent do they occupy these parts, and just how many can be found here? The South Rupununi Conservation Society, with funding from Conservation International and an international NGO called Rewild, recently undertook a project to find out. And when it comes to birds, they were smart to hire Jeremy Melville for the project.
We're birders. So
Jeremy recently led a team of rangers from the Rupununi villages of Sawariwao, Katunarib, Rupanao, Sand Creek and Shulinav to carry out an assessment of the habitat and population of the hoary-throated spinetail and the Rio Branco Antbird. If he thought he knew how to find them before, his skills just got better.
I know for me it's a custom seeder. You've been seeing these birds a lot, especially after this trip. You went to sleep hearing them. Wake up hearing them. Another one over there. Another one over there.
The exact count of the birds in the areas Jeremy and the team worked is still being documented, but Jeremy for one was surprised, pleasantly, about what they found.
Usually when we do tours, sometimes they don't really you don't really get them. Sometimes you wait long and that kind of stuff. But as we were able to go into the forest and cut lines and basically check out everything, I would say we have a pretty decent population, and that was very surprising. Also the range was very surprising also. We found them a lot further than we thought they were. So that all that is good news. All that is really fantastic.
Brian O'Shea from the North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences, who served as a technical advisor on the project, said a previous estimate of the hoary-throated spinetail was 3,500, while that of the Rio Branco Antbird was 15,000. In this new research, the team ventured into areas where the birds were not previously spotted, but in their research, they mostly found them in the gallery forests along the Ireng River.
It's usually thick. It's a lot of bamboos, a lot of vines, thick forest. No? It's not jungle, it's just a gallery forest along the river.
In their work, Jeremy and the team used a simple method called playback.
Playback is when you use the bird call. You use the same song, the same noise they make to call them in, right? So they respond to one another. So you do a playback, they come in.
So far, large-scale agriculture and wildfires are known to be the main threats to the habitat of the birds, according to Leroy Ignacio, who heads the South Rupununi Conservation Society.
A lot on the Brazilian side is already destroyed because of the large-scale agriculture. So you can actually see the difference of the forest. So I guess that's why we find a nice population in the Guyana side, because they're probably getting squeezed out of there.
The effort to document the numbers and habitat of the two critically endangered birds feeds into a larger conservation effort.
It's more than just birds that live there. There's the Rio Branco Antbird and the Spinetail, but there's also curassow, which is a powis, as we call it, right, that lives in that same area. And there's like capybaras, there's dolphins, there's deer, there's pumas, there's a lot of animals living within that area.
The South Rupununi Conservation Society hopes it can use the data collected from its research into the numbers and habitat of the hoary-throated spinetail and the Rio Branco Antbird to persuade those in authority to designate the area a key biodiversity area, leading to better management that could save the habitat of the two critically endangered birds. Reporting for the newsroom, Neil Marks.